What's up with y'all, man? You say this the same jersey from last week? Chill on me, man. Let me not waste your time. We're looking at Him is a Mess. I haven't watched the movie yet. I was planning to watch it. What's up, man? That wasn't funny? Nah.
Jordan Peele did not direct this movie. Let's make that clear right off the bat.
He didn't?
Him is a football horror film by Justin Tipping that got backed by Peele's Monkey Paw Productions. I have to bring that up because, wildly enough, a lot of people thought this was a Jordan Peele movie, and it's not hard to see why. It is the kind of unique idea he would explore. It's the kind of weird horror we've come to expect from him. It honestly looks a lot like Nope with all the desert cinematography. But having seen Him, this is about as much a Jordan Peele movie as Earwig and the Witch is a Hayao Miyazaki movie. Him tells the story of Cameron Cade, a promising young quarterback who, after suffering a strange career-threatening head injury, is given the opportunity to train at an isolated compound with his hero, Isaiah White. Why my disappointment for him is particularly hard probably comes from the fact that I've been rooting for this one for a while. It'll come as no surprise to anyone that I've been a big Jordan Peele guy in recent years, and his involvement on
Same. I like all his projects. I like everything he put out so far. From the comedy sketches to the movies. I think I'm lying. I don't fuck with, what's that name of that one movie? Where the theme was like some alien shit. You know what I mean? That's the only movie I didn't like from Jordan Peele. But besides that, everything has been straight out fire. And I heard this was a Jordan Peele song. Jordan Peele movie. Directed by him.
On this was enough for me to believe that there was something here. But more importantly, I found the idea of a football horror movie to be genuinely fascinating. I mean, shoot, there's so much potential with this. The evilness behind those that run the whole thing, the brain damage the players face, the sacrifices, the fan bases, the dedication, the religion, even using the term goat in a way that doubles as a satanic symbol. I mean, come on. I can't really say I've ever seen a horror movie that focuses entirely on a sport, at least one of this size. And also, football is scary. I'm a Vikings fan. That's a horrifying position to be in. To put it simply, I went into this hoping I would see a new type of...
Let me tell you this one story. I was still in high school. I forgot what grade, but we were on some PE shit. We were not even playing football. We were like, what were we doing? We were like acting out something for marks. So it was not PE. It was this other subject. I don't know if it was life skills or life orientation. Whatever. Nah, it cannot be that, bruh. Whatever it was, we were acting out something for marks. Man, tell me why this. You know what happened? Okay, let me lay it down for the scene that I was carrying was like the thief. Like I had to go and steal some, and this other nigga, he was like the man of the house in that situation. So one thing led to another. I started running, right? Tell me why when I was running, I looked back, I saw this nigga. Mind y'all, this nigga was taller and bigger than me. This nigga grabbed me by the legs. You know that one move where you just grab a person and he did that to me. Like a spear. Yeah, it's a spear. He speared the fuck out of me, bro. I swear to God, I couldn't stand up for like at least 2 minutes after that. I was suffocating, trying to find air. I couldn't talk. I looked stupid as fuck. But yeah, like I would never play in the NFL ever. I would never ever play in the NFL just because of what I've experienced there. Because I know that's what they be doing. Like, what?
Horror movie that hasn't been attempted before, but instead got the most expired subgenre in the current horror landscape, the cult film. Yeah, that's right, we're doing cults again, folks. This guy got asked to go somewhere, and you're never gonna believe where it is. It's in the middle of the desert in a big old dome. You have to wonder if the filmmakers behind this thought the same thing. How could this fail? The idea is so good, maybe they can just play it safe and that'll be enough. But clearly that it didn't work. I'll admit, ever since Don't Worry Darling, these culty horror films have been incredibly easy to see through. They've lost their shock value. I kind of just went over this a few months ago when talking about Opus, but in rare cases, they actually do get to me, as long as they have something new and interesting to say. I'm a rare infinity pool defender, which is more cult adjacent than a straightforward cult film. And it's also one I saw getting a lot of the same critiques that HIM here has gotten. But to me, Infinity Pool had things to say about the vapid lifestyles of the extremely wealthy, the need to experience death to feel anything of any substance. It slowly but carefully gets stranger and stranger until it feels like an actual nightmare. It doesn't feel like it's searching for something to say like a lot of new horror films these days. It knew what it was going into it and decided to commit to that. Funny enough, the same can be said about Peele's Nope, but that's a much stronger example.
That's like the movie.
Funny enough, the same.
This movie, I ain't like it that much. It was cool. It was cool.
Can be said about Peele's Nope, but that's a much stronger example. HIM, though, perhaps overwhelmed by the amount of potential in front of it, runs aimlessly through its runtime, hoping that somewhere in there, it'll figure out what it wants to say. If all the pieces are scattered about, maybe in the end we'll have some sort of portrait. But the themes here, the ideas, the substance, it's all nothing but an incoherent blur for most of the movie. I do want to note, though, to make up for this, the film does have a razor-sharp attention to the way it looks and sounds. Cinematographer Kira Kelly does a really great job on this thing. The use of light in the training facility, the sauna, even the home stuff near the top of the film all look superb. She gets a lot of interesting close-ups of sweat and skin that works really well for this kind of thing. And they also play around with X-ray vision here and there, which is one of the few bold choices going on. And you know what? I thought it looked cool, especially when it gets really gross near the end. While we're on the technicals, the sound is all over the place here. It ranges from inventive and visceral to just plain strange. In the top half, the film is moving incredibly fast. The edit here leaves very little room to breathe. It's a quality that could make it feel a bit jarring, but honestly, the sound design is equally as chaotic and kind of guides you through each scene in a really satisfying way. They actually find a way to make the sound design and the music in the film blend together in a way that doesn't conflict. Looking back, the fast-paced editing probably wasn't a huge issue because there wasn't a whole lot being said or done in each scene, so there's that. But back to the sound. In the back half, there are multiple moments where sound phases in and out, and not in a way that feels all that effective. In fact, in moments where you'd expect there to be, say, an actor screaming in pain, the mix favors the score, a choice that really takes away a lot of the tension in those more violent moments. In general, things get just plain sloppy in the back half of this movie. It almost feels like the film has given up on itself. There's this weird blend of shots that are using a...
Damn, I'm not sure if I should watch it now, because I haven't watched this yet. I don't remember if I said it in the beginning. If I didn't, then I'm saying it now. Then I don't feel like checking it out now, because the only reason I be going to watch movies most of the time is for the story. Not most of the time, but always it's for the story. Everything should connect. Everything should make sense. If nothing makes sense, it's like I wasted money. I'm not trying to waste money. I'm not trying to waste no dollar on something I'm gonna regret later. But I might just check it out. I don't know. I'll see.
Digital handheld effect to make them look a little bit more interesting, but at the same time they use a ton of warp stabilization to make it less shaky. I don't really know what's going on for the last 20 minutes of this. You can tell in the sound design that they're trying to boost up an otherwise underwhelming scene by using a ton of loud glitches, which really comes across less as a genuine choice and more like they're overcompensating for something. Again, it's just sloppy. What's not sloppy is the performances, which feel like they're trying to make the most of what they have here. Marlon Wayans is a standout. He's eating up this role and clearly having a lot of fun with it. I do always get a kick out of Julia Fox. And Tyreek Withers is good and well cast, but he feels misdirected at times. He plays this quietly troubled athlete really well, and his very simple reactions to some of the more disturbing moments of the film are pretty fun. But again, in the back half, when things get more intense, his character feels a little out of place and like he can't match that intensity. His arc just ends up feeling underwhelming, but that could be for a number
Hold on, let me get this real quick.
Of reasons, clearly. If you can't tell, pretty much everything that doesn't work about this movie can be boiled down to the fact that it feels like it's constantly stretching itself thin. Overcompensating is really the word of the day for this film. It's a quality that becomes more and more glaringly obvious the longer you're in it. It all amounts to an ending that serves you the quote-unquote meaning on the biggest silver platter it could find. Appropriately, I might be stretching this review out at this point. There's only so much to say about something that didn't give me much to chew on to begin with. It's weird. I had this video in my calendar for weeks because I saw the trailer and I said that's gonna be an interesting movie, and now that I've seen it, I can't really say it's the kind of thing worth making a video for. But here we are. I mean, hey, maybe professional athletes will feel this one, but to me personally, this was such a holographic meatloaf of a film. This thing is not goated. But what did you think? Let me know.
Yeah, I heard it's a love it, hate it, but I'm gonna see if I'm gonna.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, the video's done. All right, man. What y'all think? Y'all watch the movie yet? Nah? Y'all gonna watch it? Leave it down below in the comments, man. Trying to hear y'all thoughts. And yeah, want to thank y'all for the 3 subscribers, man. That shit cool. I'm trying to go for more. So if y'all hit the subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. Hit the noti too. Decent. Yeah, I'm gonna see y'all later, man. Peace.